Hi everyone, my name is Samer. I'm a junior at LC.
Hi, my name is Isabella Ubriaco. I'm a sophomore resident at Lincoln Center.
Hi, my name is Meilin Morefield. I'm a freshman in McKeon.
I am living on campus this semester, despite the fact that all 5 of my professors opted online because I had 2 options. 1, I could stay in Charlotte, North Carolina and try and get all my work done with a loud Italian family. Or 2, I could come to New York City where all my friends are and work to this view instead. So I went with option 2.
I'll be taking my classes remotely with my family in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, which is about 9 hours ahead of the United States. I have a lot of free time during the day and I have a lot of class at night.
Also, getting ready, just putting on clothes and jewelry and stuff is something that I do because, for one, I enjoy it. It's not like a burden to me to, get dressed or anything.
So my morning routine really isn't that different from what it was when we were all here in person. But one of the things that I do make an effort to do is look more professional than maybe I would have last semester, because it's hard to make a good impression on your professors and your peers when you're not having that in-person interaction. So I try to look nice on camera. This is what my setup looks like. I just do all my Zoom calls from my desk, and then sometimes I'll work in the library as well.
This is the desk space where I do my work and where I do class. I don't really like to do class on the bed because I think, it makes it a lot easier to slack off and you're not as accountable when you're lying down. I do think, sort of being at home has made it easier to do class, but I also think, to get the most of the experience, I have to be at a desk.
This is what my desk looks like. I want it to overlook the city, just kind of as an inspiration, remind me why I'm here, to work hard, make it in this city, I guess. So I don't have a roommate yet, and I'm doing homework, doing work. It's so quiet in here, but I'm in New York City, so I'm trying to open up the window to have some noise. That is the Hudson River. I can see the Hudson River from my dorm view. That's so cool.
As you can tell, my setup gets a little messy by the end of the day because all my work is done here. So now what I'll probably do for the rest of the night is make dinner. I'm trying to avoid eating out as much as possible because I did make a pledge that I would do everything in my power to keep myself and my peers safe. So the only thing I really go out for is grocery shopping. So I'll probably just make something for dinner and do a couple readings and more homework for the rest of the night.
It's about 1:26 a.m. here, so I have class in 4 minutes. Class at 1:30 a.m. Here's my setup. I showed you guys my desk earlier. Nothing too special.
I know that around March to May, there were a lot of videos coming out that showed how empty the city was, but that is not the case anymore. So I will show everyone what it looks like now. So just to show how things are pretty much looking back to normal. Yeah, this is Columbus Circle.
Today is Tuesday. It's like 4 p.m. I'm going to give you an example of what I do when I'm not studying. It's about 4 p.m. I don't have class again until, midnight. Well, after that. So I'm at a gas station right now, and I'm giving the car a car wash. So let me show you what that looks like. So in addition to running errands, like getting a car wash, like I took footage of, there's also, you can see there's a treadmill behind me. So I guess that's one way to sort of keep healthy and just kill the time. I will say I'm not the most consistent user of the treadmill, but it's still nice to have something like this at the house.
Roommates and I just finished eating dinner, and for the rest of the night, I'm probably just gonna work on homework. But I really wanted to end this by saying, despite the restrictive circumstances that everyone's having to deal with, not just at Fordham, but across all universities in the country, I've really been having a good time here since I've gotten back to Fordham. And I really hope we don't get sent home again. So hopefully everyone will wear their masks and social distance and be honest about where they've been and what sort of symptoms they've had, because I'm really enjoying being back. And I really hope we'll have more in-person activities in the spring.
So yeah, it was a pleasure. Thank you guys for joining me on my 2 days of vlogging with you. Stay stay safe and have fun.